becomes disenchanted with just making a living, when he turns to greed, it him every time.
3 weeks before the show was due to be taped, I called up Dion. I said, you know what? I can't do Soul Train, the second one. I can't do this. I can't do it.
Legendary music executive, that would be the one and only Clive Davis. He has signed, as you know, some of the biggest names in the business, including Barry Manilow, Patti Smith, Billy Joel, Earth, Wind & Fire. The list is very long.
Rumor has it that Barry White tried to warn Luther Vandross about Clive Davis. Barry and Luther were both big names in music. Barry had heard some things about Clive Davis that he thought Luther should know. Word on the street was that Clive Davis had a secret. He was very interested in men. Barry White, looking out for his friend, wanted to make sure Luther knew what he was getting into by working with Clive. Barry tried to warn Luther about Clive's hidden desires. This warning was meant to protect Luther, but what happened next is where it gets juicy. Did Luther listen to Barry, or did he choose to ignore the warning? Let's delve in. Barry White was a big name in music, known for his deep voice and romantic songs. Born in 1944, Barry started his career in the 1960s. By the 1970s, he became a huge star. People loved his music, and his songs were always on the radio. Some of his most famous songs are Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe, and You're the First, the Last, My Everything.
My first, my last, my everything.
Barry White didn't just sing, he also wrote and produced music. He won many awards, including Grammy Awards, and sold over 100 million records worldwide. That's a lot of people buying his music. Barry had a special way of making songs that people fell in love with. His music was smooth and romantic, perfect for a date night. Here's where it gets interesting. But what many people might not know is that Barry White was one of the first black men to own his own record label. By owning his own, Barry had more control over his music. He could make the songs he wanted without someone else telling him what to do. This was a big deal and showed he was not just a great artist, but also a smart businessman.
These same companies who are crying, we're going out of business, we're going out of business, we're going out of business, are the same companies who make the blank tape.
Now here's where it gets juicy. Barry White wasn't the only one doing big things in music. There was also Berry Gordy, who started Motown Records. Motown was home to big stars like Stevie Wonder and Diana Ross. While Berry Gordy was famous for finding and making stars, Barry White was known for his unique voice and style. The kicker is that both men changed the music world, but in different ways. Barry White made sure his music stayed true to his vision by owning his label. Berry Gordy, on the other hand, was great at spotting talent and making them stars through his label, Motown. Both left a big mark on music, but Barry White's way of owning his label gave him a special place in music history. Now, why did Barry White decide to leave these big record companies? During an interview section with Barry White, the interviewer asked him, when many folks are facing